It's Healthy Tuesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have my lovely co-host. Hi, ladies.
Good morning.
How you guys doing?
Good morning.
Are you okay?
It's
What's
my
it?
birth week.
Okay.
It's a special
You need
week.
to keep reminding us that this is your birthday.
Yes,
You cannot forget because you cannot say you forgot to
12th
get
or
me
15th?
gift. It's 12th of May. It's on
Right.
Saturday, so you cannot say you did not get me gift because I've been saying it every day since
this
last
Saturday?
week.
So
we
we
have
should start
enough
planning
time.
the gift.
Exactly.
This
Do you
Saturday?
understand?
This
So
Saturday?
yes, because sometimes you're like, I didn't.
Calm
Oh, really? It was a
down.
birthday.
It's not
I
by
didn't get
force
it.
now. It's not by force.
You know. I've been
Honestly,
saying it
the
since last week.
tradition.
So you can go and search. You have the next 2-3 days to deliberately search for a gift. And I've been posting ideas of gift like iPhone X,
Okay.
like Note 8.
Okay, you've not reached my side. Continue.
Okay, well, bags, earrings, slippers,
Okay.
Ankaras, you know.
You want posh?
Assurance. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord, my God. My husband will send me for my house. If he's not the one that gave me the Porsche, I can't take it on. But
How you doing though?
I'm very, very good. I'm learning to every day remind myself to be cautious of what I'm focusing on, because I realize that a lot of things would take your attention. My children are, if Samuel this morning was punching, attention seeking,
Handful.
and then you just realize that people are looking for these children. Oh. Don't complain. Just be grateful. Some people are actually praying that their testimony is, come and scatter my house. Come and scatter. So when I look at my house, I'll be like, you are grateful to have someone to scatter your
You'll be
house.
all right.
Yeah, so that's good. How you doing, Mariam?
I'm fine. I'm excited.
What's exciting?
Let me tell you.
Uh-huh.
You know, just sitting on this couch,
Is
people out there, it's not enough. There are different stages
Oh,
for you
gosh.
to be.
Oh.
You know, there's that Fort Knox WhatsApp group that you have to join.
Yes, so.
So BC and I, we have joined that group.
Yes, so.
Then there's the Ashwebi you need to have. BC and I finally have some
Finally,
t-shirts.
God, we thank you.
Your view t-shirt. Then finally,
Fine at Chineke.
we have our own mugs.
Woo! Yes, baby.
I got you celebrating.
Yes, so. We will drink like how many times today?
Yes. So now,
See, cheers, please. Cheers.
Yes.
Official.
Thank you. We're
Officially,
Thank you.
members of Your View.
I can't believe
But
it.
you've been official from January, but don't mind you guys. It's just this your thing, but don't worry, you'll be good. But good to have you
Yeah.
on. Were you on this today?
No, I wasn't.
How was your weekend?
Was good, pretty good.
Nothing
yeah, I
major.
think I went for a wedding.
Yes, and she wore one
looking
killer
so
dress.
glam.
Thank you. Thank
Where
you.
was I? Where did you see
My
the
son
picture?
wasn't
On
impressed
Instagram.
though.
With the
I saw.
dress.
He wasn't.
He felt that it was just
He
there.
said, Mommy, you should have come up here.
Hey, babe.
And you should have put necklace. But don't worry, next time.
These kids, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing amazing. Have you guys eaten corn of late?
Oh, yes, I have.
She's a
I can't eat
customer.
it.
I did.
Oh,
she
I
used
just
to
ate
be.
Right?
since the season started. I just had one yesterday. I went back to Delta State. It was so amazing. I was driving and enjoying myself.
I'm not allowed to
chewing.
eat corn.
No.
No, I haven't been.
Why? You people should let her eat.
I ate,
Come
but
on.
you know, me, I have
I
been
can't
off the
eat
diet, but
corn.
you can't.
I love corn. I love
carbs.
corn. I love bolly. Those are my favorite snacks.
I'm not-
Bolly
I don't get
and
the
I don't
corn.
Well, you can
understand.
get bolly. You know?
I don't
eat
get
corn
the love
whatsoever.
for corn. I'm not a corn.
I'm a corn
I've
person.
never ever packed my car to buy corn. Or
I
even
can
eat it.
down
You have to
six
go.
cobs.
A go.
At a go.
With
Easy.
pear.
But with this
Not
new
the
diet,
Combined
I
with pear, the
can't.
roasted.
But because
balls.
of the benefits of the diet, she's seen the benefits
I'm
of the
seeing the
sacrifice.
woman, my
So you
customer.
won't eat
I have a
corn
customer that buys. I have this kind of like, I can't.
Oh my God.
I've moved on.
So I just give her money. I just give her 500 and I just say, just for the corn I would have bought you. I bought from you, you know. But I really,
It's
really
well.
feel bad. But it's good.
I'm
Sha.
enjoying my corn.
Don't tell me to buy corn because you will tell me once. I will just start buying.
But
And then you
bolly
can
is
finish
fine.
6 in one day. No, you don't want that.
Well, I'm allowed to eat bolly.
Yeah,
Bolly is
bolly.
going already though. You should have told me that when during bolly season. Bolly is already going.
When it comes back.
Well, it's always on season.
Is it?
Like
There's
seriously.
always
Yeah.
plantain.
Yeah, there's always
isn't there?
plantain.
All right, let's take a. That was all right. I think I have a guest from UK, so I'm trying. All right. I'll be right back. We're gonna take the papers when we come back. Stay with us. Okay, we are back now. Let's start with the punch. The Punch. Buhari embarks on a 4-day medical trip to the UK today. Stop deceiving Nigerians about your health, PDP tells president. Picture here of traders trying to salvage the rest of the demolished shops in Abuja. Local government party chairman sack Ekiti APC exco. Lagos lawyer bought new knives to kill husband, says police. $36.3 billion spent on petroleum products importation in 4 years, says CBN. Evans whips, says they've been beating me. No good food. Saraki Dogara reports Inspector General to Buhari over the Senate and Melaye. ICPC charges suspended SEC DG Guazo with 115 million naira fraud. Codeine syrup, NAFDAC shots Emzor, and 2 other firms. Human interest, this lawyer, remember?
Okay,
the story we took last week? Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, the Commissioner of Police, as a result of the investigations, have found out that she actually bought fresh knives for that incident.
It was premeditated.
Yes, and they were having they had a domestic issue, had to do with domestic violence, and there was a case of extramarital affairs. So if your husband is cheating,
on the man's part.
yes, on the man's part. So if your husband is cheating,
Tickets to travel.
Yes.
yeah,
Ticket to travel.
why don't you leave the marriage instead of, you know?
So it was planned. She got the knife, she got a ticket, she was going to kill him and leave.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
but she
I heard that
committed suicide, which failed.
She was trying to
She's
commit...
confessed now.
Wait, what now? The question is, was she really trying to commit suicide or make it look like she was trying to commit
Like an
suicide?
attack.
Yeah.
That was that.
Like maybe it was an attack.
defense.
I got
Yeah,
out of
possibly.
hand.
But she actually hit the guy with the frying pan to get him unconscious and now ripped up his intestines
Yes.
and cut up his
And
private.
give it to him to
How
hold.
do you do that?
I think they need to be doing like a psychological evaluation now before
Yes,
people
we
get
all need
married
to.
or have children.
Before people
Because
get
Even
married,
while
there
you're
are
in
a
the
lot of
marriage,
crazy-
because your
Yes.
psychology can change.
Have they finished counseling?
Yeah, somebody was saying they should
It's
make it
not easy.
compulsory even for
Listen,
legal marriages to
life-
go through proper counseling. They do one day. The court, if you go to
Regardless
wedding, they
of
just do
where-
one day.
Life is not that difficult.
Exactly.
If you're not
If
it's
happy,
not working,
if he's
take your
cheating,
things and
please
go.
And you can't
move
stand it,
out.
go.
It's not until you kill the person. I mean, I know that thing is there. Get a picture of him. Beat, punch. Like you can actually punch. And I'm
Like
do that.
vent, find a way to
Vent.
vent.
Get his picture and punch and use a pillow,
walk
you know,
away,
smack
walk
the
away.
face, and you're good. Hopefully. Moving on to the
But
nation.
no, Mariah, there's a story about the shutting down of pharmaceutical companies,
Yes.
3 local pharmaceutical companies, based on the report from BBC concerning the abuse, the codeine being
Abuse,
abused, and NAFDAC went there and shut down. We have very few pharmaceutical companies. The fact is that they've shut it down.
Yeah.
Now, they didn't say if it was temporary shut. Of course,
it's
it's temporary
temporary.
shut down.
According to them,
but they did not mention how long it was
Yeah,
going
they
to
just
take.
said that according
They didn't
that
get facts.
they'll reopen as long as they're being receptive to the investigation. So that would be the factor for them to
So let me
reopen.
give my opinion. I feel that it's a good thing that NAFDAC woke up based on the fact that BBC gave a report, but everybody, we all here have been talking about how codeine is now turning into an
trend.
everyday, yes, and the fact that that didn't do anything until BBC gave the report. I don't think shutting
like
down
BBC.
is the right
way.
way to deal with this situation. Maybe we could have found somebody or try to get them, because we have very few pharmaceutical companies locally.
Right.
Can we just encourage them as opposed to just shutting down? You can't.
Well, I think it's not a full shutdown, as you said before. It's just an investigation while they get the right facts before they don't know what to do. Moving on now to the nation. Ekiti APC aspirants, National Working Committee disagree over shadow poll. Oni Bamidele Ojudu, 24 others seek fresh primary and sack of Almakura Committee. And the National Working Committee reply says, we won't change panel. Oni in petition to Yoniegu system is compromised. Government recovers 7.8 billion naira, $378 million through whistleblowers policy, says our Vice President. Killings meant to instigate war, says Buhari. And Buhari on medical trip to London, and tearful Evans, no food and no good food in prison.
Let me talk about the recovered funds. So the Vice President Osinbajo, speaking at the inauguration of the Open Government Partnership, OGP, yesterday at Nigerian Air Force Headquarters, mentioned the fact that the policy by the President in 2016, December, to have whistleblowers come forward has recovered 7.8 billion, and that it's a good thing.
Right.
We should do more of it. And I think that for every opportunity we have to say good things about the President and the government, I try to take advantage of it, because I'm always the one to criticize.
They need
So
it
let's
now because
celebrate
we're getting
the
our
good things.
PVC, so it's important that they start letting us know exactly what is being done. Because people keep asking, what have you done?
What have you done?
Who has Evans? Please,
Evans.
go
So,
ahead.
well, Evans was arraigned before the High Court in
Lagos.
in Lagos, and he was crying. Apparently, you know, he had refused to come to court or even get into the vehicle to
Get
court.
off the vehicle, yes.
Get into and get off
the
at court. So it looked like he had been dragged through you know, the mud, and he had grass all over his shirt and everything. And he was crying in court, oh, why are you people taking this so personal? Why are you taking my own case personal? Why, you're starving me, you're beating me, I can't see, I need to see my doctor. I mean,
and the police then...
the police are saying that they are not treating him any different from the way they treat other inmates.
And there was a doctor to see him, and he mentioned that it wasn't the doctor, it was a nurse. This is, let me remind people of his crime. He was found to be the kingpin of kidnappers.
Okay.
There was suspected kingpin of kidnappers. There was alleged that there was alleged murder among the things that is crime he has committed, and he is expecting special treatment.
No, he's not expecting special treatment. He wants to be treated the same way others are treated. Don't beat me up. Give me food. According to him, he feels that that he's always been beaten up.
You know what? I like them up now. Yeah, but you see, I like the expression on. I even like the expression on our faces. Remember, a senator was.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, and we had to call the IG of police to come and answer to the way that he was treated. So now we need to understand.
Some animals are more important than others.
Is he asking for anything different from what this senator is asking?
Okay, interesting. So maybe the IG can also ask.
Yes, go and answer for this.
Moving on to Daily Sun very quickly. Buhari embarks on medical trip to UK to keep appointments with doctors. Trouble in APC as state chapters implode. Evans rebels, refuses to enter courtroom. Loot in Jonathan's government under probe in the UK, says presidency. And $36.37 billion spent on fuel importation in 5 years, says CBN. So our president is off to the UK. Who has that story?
Yes, I have that story.
You have that story?
She has the story first. Let her go.
Okay. He's off to a 4-day medical visit.
To keep his appointment with the doctor.
Just keep an appointment with the doctor. I mean, if he's not feeling fine, see. He has. We know that he has had issues. He had gone for 104 days, you know, previously.
That was a long time ago.
There will be.
Miriam is paining me.
How is it paining you?
There will be what you call the follow-up visits.
Yes,
so
I went to Igbobi. I actually forgot they were on strike. My daughter with her air palsy, so she needed to see a consultant, and the place was locked. They pushed me back. We are not opened. We are not opening anytime soon. What if I cannot afford a private hospital? This is unfair.
Yes.
Exactly. We're not all equals.
Yes, our president is special.
They said fingers are not equal now.
But he's a leader over the people, and it is, I would expect selfless.
Really
I didn't mean that.
No, but embarrassing for this government, really.
Yes, I would expect that before he goes on that trip, it will cost a lot of money to go on that trip. Can he ensure that the people are not on strike? If that's the minimum, I'm not saying he can pursue getting good health care. Can he ensure that the average Nigerian gets good health care? Not that the place is on strike and the place is closed down. If the Minister of Health is ineffective, you should sack the Minister of Health and put somebody that will do a better job.
Anyway, it was on his way back from the US that he stopped by UK and now got the appointment. So he came back to Lagos. He came back to Nigeria.
We knew about this before. I was going for medical.
He was going for medical.
He wasn't going for medical trip.
We knew.
He went on an official trip. On his way back, he stopped by for medical trip. That's all that happened. Moving on to Vanguard. Please don't twist the words from the presidency. Vanguard, killings, plots to instigate war in Nigeria, says Buhari. Gwaska massacre death toll hits 58. Those against Buhari's re-election behind killings, says Emir of Katsina. Corruption, we've recovered 7.8 billion through whistleblowers. E-payment transactions grow to 32 trillion in Q1. Codeine, NAFDA shuts down 3 drug firms. Battle for Imo, Okorocha, deputies' war escalates. This story, the Emir of Katsina, I think the president went to go and visit
condolence visit.
For I think it was the chief imam of the Central Mosque in Katsina passed on. So the president went there for a condolence visit, and it was there that the Emir of Katsina was saying that it's those that don't want you to come back. They are the ones instigating all the killings that is going on, sponsoring the killings. They are individuals that they're actually premeditated. People, they didn't just happen. People plan these killings, and it's because they don't want him to come back. Sabotage is...
I mean, these killings have been going on long before Buhari became president, so it's not about it. I know we want to make it political and everything. No, I agree, but I don't want us to just look at it like it's a political issue. We have a problem on hand. We have people coming in to kill people, and it's been going on for long. We need to, we have security issues, simple. We need to find ways to handle it. I took the story... Yes, it is. I took the story, I think, from The Nation, and it talked about some of the measures, security measures that they've taken so far to combat these problems. And they're talking about a new battalion of the army and new police area command in Kaduna State. The Air Force has gotten delivery of 2 helicopter gunships, so that's good.
Because drones are smarter and more forward there.
Do we have people to handle them?
Unfortunately, we can't take any more stories. We have to move on. Oh. That's how we can take a front page review because Talk was asking for drones. When we come back, we ask, what length do we need to go to get our permanent voters cards? And later, we discuss medical checkups. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So recently, there has been a lot of noise on getting our permanent voters cards. And it has led to different comments from pastors, politicians, everybody saying their own bits on this issue of PVC. A popular pastor, according to reports, said it is a sin against God for a Christian not to have their PVCs. Recently, Senator Oluzaremi Tinubu also urged the federal government to declare a public holiday for the collection, actually, of PVCs. In addition, a presidential aspirant, Mr. Fela Durotoye, also charged married Nigerian women to deny their husbands who do not have permanent voters cards. So this issue of
the desperate matter.
The desperate matter. So we ask, what length must we go to ensure that we all have our PVCs? To give us your view, you can call us on 070-806-6801. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets.
We are fighting for the soul of Nigeria.
I'm telling you.
Well, you see, it's exciting times. The exciting times that people are talking about the fact that we all must get our PVCs. People are even asking the government to declare a public holiday so we can all have that time. But with all that, Lagos State reports that 1.7 million people are yet to collect their PVCs.
I don't agree with public holiday. Nigeria, once we have a public holiday, what we do is sleep. So that's the average. The average Nigeria just looks at it, a public holiday for me to rest. So everybody just takes it off and just sleep. However, I think that we cannot overemphasize how important it is to put pressure on Nigerians to take out the time to get their PVCs. What I would expect our senators to do, however, is to call the INEC officials to find a way to ensure that the process is seamless to get it. So people are not unwilling to go and collect it, but when you get there and they will say, sit down, join the queue. You are not the first, though. Please, 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 please. You cannot come and we say if we get work, we are at work here. As in, it's the attitude of the INEC officials. They give you so much.
For that point, because that's what technology is supposed to do for us, making it easier. Is there a way they can make these things not automated, but such that somebody alerts you, okay, your PVC is ready for pickup. So you know you're only going there to pick up something. Right, because they have our biometrics.
Let me give you.
The PVCs are there, it's stacked up.
Let me give you.
It's the process of sorting it out. We are the ones that need to be aware that we are responsible. The INEC officials at each of these local governments are not willing to go the extra mile to search for it for you. And they sort of give you the vibe that tip me to get me to do my job. Let me give
you a typical example. This NIN, National Identification, yes, NIMS. I went on, that was last week, to go pick mine up. Now, I did this in January. I didn't have time to go. When I got there, I was expecting that they would have printed it out for me to just take it. When we got there, first of all, they told us to come as early as 6 a.m. When we got there, they now had to, sit down, write your name, don't stand there, stay here. You know, everybody just talks to you anyhow. I was cuckoo there. I just sat down quietly and waited. Okay, network is not working. Network is working. Okay, the network is up now. Let's start. Yeah. I left there around...
You were there around 6.
That was how bad it was. So we have... In the evening.
In the evening, right.
All day. I knew I was going to spend all day there. So this is one of the reasons people don't want to really come out to give. But I think also, if the public holiday is meant for picking up PVCs, I think people will go. For those that are working, will go and pick it up.
No, I don't think people will go. As she said, you know, most Nigerians, we just take public holidays as a day to rest, really. And I think Tope just summarized everything. It's about the process of getting these cards. I would not go there and put everything on hold to go there to be disrespected and then maybe not even get it on that day. And
are we not being selfish again, Mariam?
I do not think so.
It's all about me, myself, and I. Don't talk to me anyhow.
No, actually, no. Do you know what? I do not think so. I think that usually the process, the government will always end up putting the thing on people. Okay. Meanwhile, there are things that can be done on the back first before your people are able to stand on the queue and to go and get it. You need to put, I don't know if there are laws or if there are regulations or if there are...
But these things have been printed already.
No, they are printed, but how do you distribute them? You don't distribute them in a way that someone can stand there and take it.
Mariam, it's the reason why we need to change things, because we'll continue to recycle these problems if there's no change. So if you feel that the system is archaic,
yes,
right?
It is.
Now, let us bring in somebody or some people who come and change the system so that your own children will have to go through. We pay the price, so your children have to go through what you're going through.
One other issue that I think that as we are making this noise for PVC, we can just sneak it in, because the INEC chairman has been complaining about underfunding. As long as it is not entirely independent in financing, you would have to always, there's this place of the authority of the executives over them. So it goes beyond, some people say it is a sabotage engineered by government to ensure that we don't pick it up.
The only thing is
I don't think so.
Of the government.
Yes, I think so.
That is the problem we're seeing.
But Tope, we agree government has issues. Can we make that sacrifice as a people,
you know,
regardless?
Maria, as you're just talking, I'm thinking, should we do like a business?
I haven't gotten by PVC.
Should we do like a...
Tope, you shouldn't be saying that on television.
But I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't. I should not going to come here and lie.
Yes, good.
So I haven't gotten my PVC.
And why
I am going to bring it when I get it.
Okay.
Because the idea is, I checked online, which is really easy, I must say. Yeah. The INEC website, INEC.com.
Very easy. I did mine too.
They have a website. They go to the website. You can put in your name. And you will get your INEC, your number.
Okay.
And say you take the number to the local government to pick it up. The idea is now that the time for me to go to the local government
and queue
for.
When you go for your jobs on Saturdays,
to make money. So this is me saying that I would have to sacrifice, and I'm going to bring it here because I think that we need to just stop doing just talk shop.
I went online. If all you do is go to INEC online, just go online. And it's actually foolproof. I mean, it was so easy. My card came up because I have my card, so it shows that I have a valid permanent voter's card.
Is there no way we can, make everything digital?
So print it.
So you can
I print it myself?
Yes. Go online, print your stuff.
Print it out.
No, it
might be too late, and this is really going to.
And then PVCs should not be. Although I don't think it's. I don't even think it's the government's fault. I think it has to be something that throughout the 4 years or the 8 years you can go and pick it up. We shouldn't wait. We shouldn't wait until. You shouldn't wait until election period, to go and pick up PVCs. We should be able to do them throughout the year and then.
Talking about PVCs, because I was telling somebody the other day that listen, it's not so much about who wins right now. I think the real focus for us as a people is showing those who have been winning or who've had the machinery or they can predict, oh, this is how it's going to go. Let's show them that we have the power in the numbers. So yes, A might win, B might lose. But by disrupting the numbers, by saying, yes, you won by 1 million last year, this time you're only winning by 100,000. So it shows that the people are deciding. So don't say, oh, Shebi's worried that's going to win. Shebi's extra going to... Don't worry about that. Get your PVC, vote your conscience, and then, regardless of the numbers, even if he wins, at least we show that we've come out to take responsibility and take out and
give him a fight for his money.
Once you have more people step out to vote, you have less chance of rigging. That is pretty obvious. If everybody comes there and everybody records the process to the end, because they count the ballot papers at every polling unit at the end of the day. Okay. If all of us own up, we would have less opportunity.
Right?
Less opportunity. Yes, that was what happened because even though we didn't see anybody recalled from the process that we had pictures showing that they were underage voting in the north. We still were aware, and they are going to probably watch out for it more in the future. It is not an immediate process. It's something that we can continue to rework over and over.
Like Eladio said that you shouldn't sleep with your husband if he hasn't.
I think it was being funny.
That is a sin if you don't get PVC.
Everybody didn't say that, please. It was the spokesperson that said that, please.
Everybody is saying whatever they
can
use to get you to leave.
Yes,
so if they say don't give your husband, it is so that let's just do something to get you out of your house. If a pastor says you are committing sin if you don't get a PVC,
people don't want to commit sin.
The idea is just to find something that will get into our heads to get us to leave our house and go and queue up to save
Maybe
Nigeria's
they should have said no pocket money for wives if you don't get
yeah, no, me, I'm done.
Mariah,
oh, yes. Oh,
don't
yes.
ask me this question.
Of course.
I'll be upset on this show.
You are waiting for your PVC. I'll bring mine and show you.
I'll be upset on this show this morning.
So two of you, we need you guys.
Do you think we need to do something about the process and the time? It should not be about election period.
Sacrifice, Mariam. Sacrifice.
You have to pick up before December. December, they will shut it down. So we need to pick up before December. December, it shuts down totally. INEC is going to move on from picking up PVC. So you still have time, but let's get it done and get it done quickly.
Okay, with that, we can wrap up. Thank you very much. We're going to take a break now. When we come back, how often do you go for medical checkups? Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. Have you been checked today? Many believe that until you are sick, before you go and get a checkup at the hospital. However, reports has it now that routine checkup is one of the best preventive measures that keeps you healthy. And early discovery of some acute and chronic terminal diseases is very important. So we ask, how healthy are you today? Have you gone for a medical checkup recently? Joining us on the show is a medical practitioner, Dr. Simisola Ajasa. Welcome to the show.
Morning, ladies.
You can call us on 070-806-68014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. Honestly, this medical checkup thing is such a non-Nigerian thing. Like, we are living on this fast-paced. We don't have.
No, but I actually don't think it's more of a Nigerian. It's a Nigerian thing, but I actually think it's not the fast-paced thing. It's more of the fact that fear is one. That I'm not ill, so why should I go to the hospital?
And
so
look
that's
for something that's
not. Because I've done I did some medical checkup about a year ago, and when the doctors went on the street asking questions, the thing was, the feedback was, I'm not ill. Why am I going to the hospital? And then the fact that what I don't know is not going to kill me.
Yeah. Well, you see, the thing is, we're tired. we stress out, we get tired, and we just feel, let me just rest.
No, but nobody takes it like that. Yeah, nobody takes it that the reason I'm tired is because I'm stressed. The reason I'm tired is because of that. So nobody would readily walk to the hospital and say,
you know, for me, going for medical checkup is like looking for what's not there, digging for trouble.
I wanted to go there.
Yeah, I'm sitting here, I'm fine.
I don't want to know.
Religion and faith as well.
We religionize everything. No, everything is religionized. So I know. You know, you see a patient, you're telling them this, they say, I've had someone say, God forbid, in front of you, literally back on you. You are the one. It is you. And I'm like, okay, so what's going on? Yeah. So back to it, it's just important that we get medical checkup. It's the exact same thing it means. Medical checkup just means
what about
going in.
The cost? For me, because a lot of people do not even have money.
As well, that you know, it's about the cost is expensive and all, but sometimes it is tailored towards your pockets.
So let me ask you
if I'm going to say
a question that might help our viewers. Let's do, when you're in your 30s, what is the 3 most important tests you should run every year? Then we'll go and do that for 40, we'll go and do that for 50. That way, those that are watching can take practical, okay, let me note this down and go and do this check.
So the truth is you can't, before we could break things down to the age group.
Now.
But now things are happening that it is not age related. So when I was in medical school, I was taught that breast cancer was commoner at a certain age. When you're older, you don't see. Now I can tell you that I'm seeing less than 30-year-olds every time. And I work in a private institution, so imagine what happens in the government. Do you understand? So I can't relate it to saying when you're a certain age. But when you're 18, get a medical checkup done at least once a year, because I'm expecting that you're healthy. When you're above 40, everybody's saying 40 is the new 21, is that. But 40, you need to do it at least twice a year. Wow. So what are the things that are important that we do? When you come to the hospital and say you want to do a medical checkup, but it's important that your doctor gives you a physical. That means does a physical examination from your head down to your toes. Okay. So basically checking everything with their stethoscope. So before you come into the hospital to see the doctor, the nurse or whoever it is would have done what's called the vitals. Right. And your vitals are specific things that tailor towards specific organs, right? Okay. So if I'm doing a blood pressure, your blood pressure is regulated by your heart and kidneys. So I know that it's giving me an idea that it's blood pressure high. If I'm doing the pulse rate, it's the heart. If I'm doing the respiratory rate, it's the lungs. If I'm doing, what's it called? Weight height, it tells me already that is my BMI high? Right. Is this person's height good enough for the, is the person's weight good enough for the height? So those are specific things already. So then when you come into, yes, so no, the vitals is what you do just entering the hospital. It is minimum. Important. Right. Physical now tells me, I'm looking at the vitals and I'm seeing, oh, the blood pressure. Then I start to ask questions in line of that. So everybody should at least check their blood pressure. It's very important.
Like, honestly, there's something
we did a show recent. You guys, I had been here and we talked about blood pressure. So it's important that blood pressure is there. And it's, the younger people are having it now.
Yes, people in their 30s.
CBC recently, even just yesterday, actually organized some company to come and do tests. They kept begging people, please come now, come now. I know I didn't go. A lot of people were trying.
Why didn't you go, Mariah?
Because I was actually very busy. If I wasn't busy, I would have probably gone. But
there's this, you know, there's this issue. Prioritize our health. It is until
you need to be alive to make money and spend the money.
That's what I keep saying.
There's this
we
thing
don't do that at all.
MedPlus has. You just walk in and then they've got like a machine. You stand on it. It checks your heart, your BMI, and your blood pressure. So I do that.
It's automated.
Yes.
And I'm not a firm believer because I've seen someone had come to my office before and said he walked into the thing and said his cholesterol was high, everything was high, this was high. Sometimes I think it's, I don't know.
And you checked and it wasn't.
MedPlus, right? I don't want to put it to a brand, but a lot of companies have come down with it, trying to sell healthy, you know, there's herbal, healthy things to do, and then by the time they give you all those things, so I feel it sometimes it's just a
way to get you to purchase something.
I still believe that you can do your checkup with your doctor. Now, I'm not saying you have to go to a private hospital.
Okay.
A government, medically accredited government hospital is good. A primary health center.
Is it free? Dr. Simi, can we just answer? It's not free, obviously. But that's you have to. When they now say there's cancer, you not find money. You're not going to tell family members to.
I'm talking about the common man.
The common man.
Are you not common man?
There was a common man that I know that they were raising money for cancer issue. When the thing was there in the beginning, nobody said anything.
How do we sensitize these people to know that they have to prioritize?
So the question for you, Dr. Simi, is that what exactly do we, when we go to the hospital, do we just say, I want to see a doctor for a full medical checkup? Is that what you ask?
They don't answer.
Yes, they do.
Let me explain.
Yes, now.
The general hospitals are, as in like they are overloaded with emergencies. I went with a child that was like breathing hard. He said, this is not emergency. They just
stay in one corner.
Because when we saw emergencies, we were seeing them doing minor surgeries in the emergency ward. So we knew that our own case was just high, you were hyperventilating. You know? So it isn't something for private hospitals. It's more for private hospitals.
You guys had to talked about the health issues, and I would confess that yes, we have some health problems in our, the health system is a problem. Right. And in all honesty, the general hospitals are overflogged. So yes, you walk in, all made up like I say, I just want to do a medical checkup.
Find your way to private.
Because what I that say, excuse me. So I know that we can go through some of the things. Well, sometimes the primary health centers are not as busy as the general hospital. So you can walk into a primary health center. Now, the good thing that we're also finding out is that some diagnostic centers, so some people that are basically diagnostics, have sort of started doing comprehensive medical. So they have a doctor. So I don't want to call brands, but there's a particular, there are a lot of them that you will go to and say, I just want to do a comprehensive. And they will
your vitals do
everything, your vitals, they do physical, and then they now do the test. However,
how much? Go ahead. Let me. However,
sometimes all of us are under HMOs, so that's health maintenance organizations, and those HMOs, that's health insurance. A lot of health insurance, when they're trying to get you to buy them on, they sell the products of medical checkups. A lot of people don't know that. So you don't have to wait till you're ill.
Actually request.
Your HMO is covered for it.
It's like I walk into my hospital and say, I want to medical
and they'll call your HMO to know because there's a plan for everybody. So whatever you're planning,
silver gold.
What do you think about kids? Should children go for medical checkups or?
Well, basically, I'm not. So my age range is starting from 18 because I believe that's when you take ownership of what you're eating and all. I'm thinking that as parents, you're very, you're very observant with what your child is going to do, what your child's going to do. And children, you see, children are fantastic because they will complain when there's something wrong.
Yes, immediately.
They're my best patients. You know, they have a headache. They say my head is spinning. When you give them paracetamol, they're fine. As opposed to an adult that the headache will linger on and you will not do anything about it. Do you understand?
Bigger issues in life than headache, trust me.
Honestly.
Bigger issues in life, that's so smart.
But you know, spoke about vitals, as in, and the physical. That means I have to see a doctor. People here don't want to see a doctor. What else are the tests that, you know, they say you should do the MRI, you should do what all those ones. What are the cholesterol?
So there's some specific things that I would always say, because sort of now we're being westernized, so we're eating wrongly and all. So important things, know your numbers. Your numbers are your weight, your blood pressure, and your cholesterol levels. Okay? They're important for everybody. So you have to know your numbers. So it's good for your heart health. And once your heart health is good.
How do you know cholesterol?
You check it.
Good.
You check
a blood test.
A blood test,
right.
It's a blood test.
Yeah, but because a lot of us, what we do right now, we're on our phones, and as I said, you know, I walk into a pharmacy to get something, and it's easier for me to just get on that scale and have, I'm on my phone and I do all these online tests that says put in your numbers, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's just easier, you know, for most of to be online and put in this information and get it.
When the disease come now,
the disease online.
No, but I'm saying is just
let's go on a break.
Yes.
When we come back,
applications.
When we come back, we'll take some calls and tweets. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
So, thanks for staying with us. Medical checkups goes beyond taking malaria, typhoid, and even pregnancy tests alone. What other tests do you, when they say you come for a full body checkup, what should they expect? Aside from the regular, the vitals, what should they expect?
So the truth is, when we're doing medical checkup, we want to we're trying to prevent, something. You know, we're trying to prevent an illness. And basically, when people come to me, what I say is, I look at what are the common things that we're seeing happening. There's an increase in kidney diseases, so I'll do a kidney test. You know, there's an increase in liver diseases because of the fact that we overtake drugs in this country. Everybody just goes and gets drugs by themselves. So we do the liver function test. There's the high cholesterol because we're eating a whole lot of horrible things now, you know, so that's important. But now there are also the cancers, and then you want to look at the cancers that we can do something about, because cancer is a terminal illness. You want to be sure we can do something about it. So what are the common cancers in women? You look at that, breast, cervical cancer. What are the common cancers in men? You look at that. So your test would be to teach a woman how to do a self-breast examination, for crying out loud. You don't have to come to hospital for that. It's when you see something. But if I do it, then I know I've taught her how to do it as well. Cervical cancer, you're meant to do a pap smear. There's no easy way about it. You have to do that. That's once every 3 years. Once you're above 50, it's once a year. Do you understand? But also, because we're in a third world country, and the truth is we are in a third world country, there's some investigations you can do for the cervical cancer that it doesn't have to be pap smear. It's called the examination under, they look at the cervix directly. Yeah, they look at the cervix directly. Yes, they spray it with acetic acid. So there are places that have it that it's done. In fact, there's somewhere in Sule that it's done every Friday free. Every Friday free. So it's tailored for us in the, you know, so if you are getting to screen for cervical cancer early enough, and they tell you that something is up, they can tell you what to do and all.
I was there for free, and then I had to pay 90,000 naira for the procedure.
Yeah, we also now think, you know, Nigerians is the tendency.
Hey, I went there was free.
He's whispering it.
Okay, wait, hold on. Hold on.
We've always
people, and none of them will come back and say they said there's something wrong.
No, but please let me explain. Muriah and I went for this because I also did the test. We did it together simultaneously, and I was free. But she needed to do a procedure. So let's not assume that because they want to get something out. Yes. It could actually be that there's something. They wouldn't just say that.
What I now recommend, if there's something, do a pap smear.
Okay. So like a confirmation.
Is diagnostic. It is confirmatory.
Okay.
Yes.
Don't just start the procedure.
We have a problem. We have a problem in this country of self-medication. You know, you just feel a headache, and the first thing is, okay, when last did I have malaria? Let me take something. You just feel, when last did I have typhoid?
So
let me take something.
It was good that I was on the show and I heard some of the things about, you know, how the government is stopping this, and I like Jovian saying that we shouldn't just stop Now, it's a people's mentality, and we've all grown with it. So I have a headache. Let me go to the pharmacy, and I get drugs without prescription.
Stop.
Hey, I have malaria. How did you diagnose the malaria? For crying out loud, there's even rapid tests that you could do to check that you have malaria. But people will just go and you tell. In fact, I've been at a pharmacy before.
You tell them what you want exactly.
And the pharmacist is the doctor telling the patient. Patient says chest pain. He was asking her question. Oh, is the chest pain going to this? Is this? So I'm going to recommend this. I mean, where do we draw the line to say that is not my profession? Right. A pharmacist abroad would never
do that.
Would never recommend and would never prescribe. You're going to him with your prescription.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So there's some things we shouldn't be able to get over the counter. Paracetamol, yes, you have a headache, take it. After 3 days, they say it when they are marketing it. After 3 days that you are not feeling better with the headache, consult a doctor.
Okay. There's also this thing of, well, it will pass. This too shall pass. Because just last week, I was having one severe pain. I think it was like a vein issue because I felt that straight. I'm just guessing. I don't know.
So yeah, Yoruba. Yes, you know the vein.
The vein was just very, very, and it was there. It was paining me. It was hurting me, and I was really in serious pain. But I said, well, it will pass. We're just like this. And I anointed with the anointing oil. I put anointing oil, and honestly, it went.
There is a place of miracle because and
I would not. So we're not here to confirm that. Yes. So I'm here. I tell someone you have hypertension. Oh no, I don't have hypertension. God will heal me. I said, God will heal you, and that is my prayer. That God would heal you. But pending the time.
Do something
I have gone to medical school. He gave me that brain. He let me pass. He gave me the reason to say this will treat this. While you are waiting for a miracle, just use this. Yeah. Don't have a stroke on me. Use it. Then when you come back and tell, see, doctor, I did not use it and I got healed, I will thank God with you.
There's something I want to add that really bothers me. I didn't grow up here in Lagos, and coming here, you see that there's a lot of the gen and the fumes from generators. I was wondering, is there any difference? I mean, what tests can you do to just make sure that your lungs are okay?
No, so there's no test you can do. So it happens to me. So this is like, I'll travel and I have bad sinusitis, and my sinuses will be fine.
Thank you.
I step into Lagos and my sinuses are clogged up. So there's no test I can say to say, oh, it's the sinus, it's the air.
So in Georgia, you don't use generators?
No, it's the air is much cleaner.
Okay.
And yes,
so there's a difference.
They have vegetation
like that.
I used to jog in the morning. If you jog at 5 a.m. when I'm going into Magodo, everywhere smells nice. As I'm walking out, the Okada and the Keke Napep have started work. You would see immediately, as in you will smell the difference immediately.
There's no test I would do to say, oh, do this to prevent. There's no preventive.
We have to go on a medical. We have to go. We have to round up. We have to round up. But I needed you to just clarify. If I go to the hospital today, I need the full medical checkup. Now, does it mean that they're going to do everything, or do I have to specifically ask for kidney, liver, lung checks?
No, so your doctor would do what he thinks is best for you at your age. Basically, also based on what your vitals are telling him.
Right.
Do you understand? If your vitals are good, then he will just want to do the common things. Common things that he knows are common, and he'll do for you.
And then I've heard where they will say, okay, this is how much this will cost you, but if you don't do this, this will cost you less. You know, I've gone to hospital.
Yes, so the packages.
Cost is an issue.
It's a serious one, no?
It remains an issue. And it is a serious one. I can end with saying that, in all honesty, you can't live in X part of the state and now go and do a test in another exam. It will be expensive.
Right.
So let us do things.
It's our area.
Unfortunately, that's all we can take on the show. Don't forget, Your View is going to be 5 on May 29th. Yay! And we're going to be celebrating the 5-day long activities. We're having live audience every day. Please come from May 28th all the way to June 1st. We'll have, I think, it's a walk. We're taking a 1 kilometer walk from CMD Road all the way down. Tuesday, we're having lots of gifts. We're giving out gifts. Wednesday, we're doing we're going to be visiting some important people. Thursday is a picnic. And Friday, we're helping to put together a symposium. Have a fabulous day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.